Welcome to another Business Owner Spotlight. We have a familiar face today. I'm Stephanie Scheller. I might be a familiar face, hopefully, but we have another one back with us for another amazing spotlight. Marco did such a great job earlier this week that I said, dude, let's do this again. Turns out he has another business. So, Marco, thank you for bringing your business other business partner back with you, and welcome back to the Business Owner Spotlight.
Well, glad to be back. It was a lot of fun last time, so excited to do it this time. With another fun individual, so we're excited to get into it.
I'm not married to this business partner.
Not married. You're not as good looking, but that's okay.
Well, he's got his own charm. I'm partial for bald guys, so my husband is bald, so I gotta throw that one out there. So for our listeners out there, what was that, Kirk?
I said bald is beautiful.
No complaints over here. So for our listeners, what is it that you guys do with your second business, Marco? And I don't know if this is your second, third, fourth, or fifth, Kirk, but what is it you guys do with Real Elite?
I'm trying to catch up and start like 17 businesses like Marco, but I only have the one essentially.
Well, Real Elite is our video production company. So like we talked about last time, Hillary and I, my wife, we're mainly focused on real estate investment, and we have our other companies that deal with that. The reason that we ended up starting Real Elite is because when we look into the future and the future of businesses and advertising and just generally getting your message out there, video was something that always was impactful for me and something that I always felt was a needed and necessary component for the future of any business. And so Real Elite is down that vein of thinking. And so Kirk and I came together, and now we run a video production company, which is Real Elite, where we help a lot of business owners here in town help them spread and share their message using video production.
Nice.
Yeah. So we actually went to high school together.
We did.
A long time ago.
High school
and he was the
sweethearts.
cool guy, and I was the the weirdo outcast. But we got together.
He was a troublemaker.
I was the troublemaker. But we got together from a book club on a book Rich Dad Poor Dad. This was years ago, and we started this weird business group, and we were very interested in business. But I went off on one path. I moved to California. I went to film school and things like that. But we kept in touch here and there, and then we started another group about 4 or 5 years ago with some friends, and we've been talking about like how to get businesses together, what's going on. And then Marco, I have like I said, a film production degree, and I have a lot of experience in writing and audio production and media production. And Marco starts a company that's video related, and I just decided that sounds awesome, and let's finally figure out how to work together. I think some of the best businesses have some kind of friendship or some type of relationship, so we can throw shit at each other and get mad at each other and get over it. So that's a really helpful thing, because we're friends, and we can get mad and get over it. So the video production thing kind of came out of that, and then we said it evolved into what it is today, where we're doing freakishly affordable video production, because we want everybody to do what you're doing, Stephen. We think everybody needs to realize that all of your customers have a radio, a newspaper, and a TV in their pocket 24/7. So what the heck are you doing if you're not trying to talk to them?
Thank you. I'm like, I wish people would get this. I'm like, I tell people, you should consider public speaking. And of course, as soon as you say those two words, everyone goes, right? They shut down. I'm like, no, but think about it this way. Your public speaking doesn't need to be on a stage in front of 10,000 people. What if you just literally get there, you get your phone, you're like, hey guys, so, today, like, it's really, truly that. And you know what? I look back at some of my first videos and I'm like, oh my God. But you get started, right? Oh, I deleted them. I wish I hadn't deleted them, because I want people to see how bad they were. But like, I actually deleted them because they were really bad. But you've got to start somewhere.
No, that's great advice. I say that all the time.
Yeah.
Don't delete it.
That's a huge, what you just mentioned right there is a huge hurdle for a lot of people, they get caught up in this frame of thinking where they're going to put something out there, this video out there, it has to be perfect. They need to write down a script and know exactly what they're going to say. They need to make sure, they edit it so perfectly. Their logo comes in wonderfully and the music's great and the audio is wonderful. When the truth is, you just need to create the content. You just need to get it out. And, it might not be perfect initially, but if the purpose is to consistently get content out there to reach an audience, by consistently making that content, you're only going to improve. Things are going to get better. You'll get better equipment, and over time, it'll progress. But it's the message that's most important, not the delivery. So the people that are watching it are really going to connect with that, and that's what you need to be focusing on, is just doing it, taking the action.
I agree. So what's the future for you guys? Are you guys trying to transform the small business network by getting people to actually do video, or you guys want to take over the world? Where's the goal?
I think Marco wants to take over the world.
That I believe.
I don't know if I want to take over the world. I consider myself a story addict. Like, I've been writing stories since I was 18, so part of my motivation personally is having the resources to kind of do the creations I want. So I have like a podcast. We do a show together called The Tortoise and the Hare. Nice. I love producing in general, making things happen and creating interesting content is always the goal. But we do, for Real Elite, one of our missions, and our core mission is to be focused on business, because we both love and have always loved businesses. We think that the transformative institute in the world is business more than like government or anything else. It's really business that makes the difference, in my view. And I think Marco's view.
Yes.
And so we've had conversations about this for a long time. So what we want to do is, we believe the future is that every single company, small, medium, big, giant, needs to have its own internal media production department. The same way it has an accounting department. So, it's like just the cost of doing business. You have marketing, you have sales department, you have accounting, you have media, right? And because you now have, all of your customers, all the people you talk to, all the people in your community, they all have a TV, a radio, and a newspaper in their pocket. So why would you not turn yourself into HBO, into Netflix, into NBC, into WKXY, whatever, Like, that's what you need to do for the future of the future. And we want to be, a part of that revolution. I think Marco wants to lead it, but I just want to be a part of it.
Well, the main thing too for businesses is the mantra or the mentality has really, even now when we have conversations with people, is, all right, we're going to have this budget to produce this one or maybe like very small number of videos, and it's very expensive. Kirk likes to really mention, which is the industry standard, $1,000 per edited minute. So if you have a 3-minute video, you're looking at $3,000. That's pretty standard. Our goal is to not necessarily put the highest production into one video. Our goal is to make a series of videos affordable, but also still high quality, so that companies and businesses and individuals out there that are trying to get their message into the marketplace can basically outsource to us. And we help them by producing shows. We produce several shows for a few different companies here in town, but also additionally, just little video memes optimized for social media, just videos walking around in a house with a real estate investor, those type of things. But just consistent content, so they are always putting their message in front of their audience, and they're always growing their tribe, quote unquote, and always building their fan base. So ultimately, that's what we're doing.
So how long have you guys been doing this?
I started last January. And I think Marco's been doing Real Elite like 6 months before that.
For probably about a year before that.
Okay.
I personally was doing kind of video production on the side. When we have our real estate going on, it's a busy thing. So video had always been important to me. And so I've been on some projects where we've done reality shows, excuse me, with a gentleman that was a producer with companies like Nickelodeon, E! Entertainment, those type of things.
Wow.
And then I produced a lot of different videos for real estate investors, and I always loved the reaction that the videos could provide to the audience, and that always stuck with me. So I always wanted to incorporate in some capacity. but it was really just like more of a side item. And then when Kirk and I had an opportunity for an alignment, and we had an opportunity to work together and really build an actual business, that's when I really started to focus on it.
Nice. So you went from doing it on your own to having a partner. I know, yet last time I asked you guys this question, you were like, oh, it's communication, right? But now you're having to communicate with someone you don't live with, so you don't get to communicate around the dinner table. So how do you guys keep your partnership going and rock solid and keep the business moving forward, especially you, Marco, running, 3 different companies?
Well, Kirk, as far as communication, Kirk always says I could do a little better in communicating. So I'm always working on that. But I think the truth of it is, Kirk and I have known each other for many, many years, and we had a relationship as friends prior. And we've also have had a lot of just general conversations and bouncing ideas off of one another in the space of business in general. And just the mentality of like how businesses should operate, culture, and the video conversation as well. What is the purpose of video? How does it fit in the progressing world, the ever-changing world? And then so, we've naturally already have had a lot of the conversations and had that relationship to begin with. This is just now an extension of what had already been established. But what are your thoughts on it?
Yeah, and I think that's true. I mean, it's really important to have foundation of agreement. So, but one thing I think that we're pretty good at that I think, I don't know how to say this, I think that we're pretty good at is being super honest. And honesty is really difficult. Because I think it's, it's like if you think you're being honest and it feels simple and easy, then you're probably not being honest. Because there's something about honesty which is more than just, I told someone I went to the gym when I didn't go to the gym. There's something about honesty in my experience, which is having to be able to actually assess a situation, assess what's going on, and really face difficult decisions and difficult realities. Like this isn't going well. Why? A client says something, but that they dropped you, and there's something else going on, and it's easy to just say, yeah, what they said is the right reason, but it's there's probably something else going on that if you have the courage to try to face it, you could do better. Because now, so that's the difficult part of it is like, yeah, they tell you one thing, it's like, yeah, it's just not a good timing right now, and then you just okay, that's maybe true, but then if you are able to dig deeper and find out, well, they don't prioritize it. They didn't think the person like me that went over there didn't do a good enough job actually making it simple for them. That was my job, So I don't know, but that's what you have to figure out. And I think we're pretty good at trying to be brutally honest about what's actually happening and facing the facts. Honesty to me is more about facing the facts than saying I went to the gym when I didn't go to the gym, which is like just a bald-faced lie versus facing reality.
I think doing something with that honesty, like like you said, it's not just about, hey, your haircut sucks. It's like, hey, let's get down to like, well, I was talking to Marco, your haircut can never suck.
I tell Kirk his haircut sucks all the time.
Super sensitive.
No worries.
I spend so much time on my hair.
I'm brutally honest.
Yeah.
I could tell. So for our listeners there, that's the tip is, don't tell your partner your haircut sucks. But now I can't remember what question I was going to ask next. But it was something about honesty. Anyhow, so I do always love to ask this question. As you guys have been building your business, has there ever been moments when you sat there and said, this is it, we're done, we're closing the doors, like we're quitting? And if there have been, how did you get past those?
It's like every day. I think Marco, for me, has done it. Like I would have folded up shop, but Marco's the one. So Marco has something about him that does that. And maybe it's because he has, other successful businesses than I don't. So that could, I don't know what, or, it's part of his DNA. But there's time when I was like, yeah, I don't want to do this anymore. I can't do this anymore. I'm like, I don't know what to do. And then we just kind of, so having a partner in general, I don't know if I've done that for Marco, maybe I have, but I think I've done it for other people. But I think having a partner to bolster you in, during those times is helpful. So it's easier to fold up shop when you're by yourself than having someone who's like, yeah, this sucks right now, but let's go one more week and see what happens next week.
So obviously, whenever you're in a partnership, you typically want to find a partner that complements you well. So Kirk and I are different individuals, and we have different strengths and weaknesses, and we have a unique opportunity here to be able to complement one another and grow something that can be beneficial in the future. But regarding my mental approach to the question you just asked, whenever you're in the realm of business, business is difficult in any regard. Especially when you're in starting phases and you haven't established a foundation, you don't have a solid team, and really there's a lot that's reliant on you as the individual. When those scenarios come about in which you are reflecting on, is this the path that you want to go? Do you want to continue? Is it worth it? Those doubt and self questions kind of come into your mind. For me, it's really just kind of revisiting the purpose of it all. Like, what is the end goal? And if the end goal is fixed in your mind that it needs to be accomplished, then it's not like, hey, I'm done doing this. It's more of like, okay, what I'm doing right now is not the correct strategy to accomplish the end goal. Let me try a different strategy. So for me, it's always just been like, hey, I know what I'm wanting to accomplish. I'm just basically not going to give up. I'll just keep trying different things. So I might shut things down in particular components, but not necessarily shutting down for good, because that's just not, it's a completely different mentality. Like, either I want to accomplish it or not. And that's what it comes down to.
You are so well spoken. That was like another drop the mic good moment right there. That was really good. And I think it's true, because if you look at it that way, it's like, look, I have to accomplish this. I can't quit. I can't give up. We got to find a way through. That was good. So since we're coming up on almost on the 20-minute mark already, I'll wrap up with our last question. And Marco, if you have, since Monday, come up with any new revelations for this one, you're welcome to share too. But what is your best piece of advice for other business owners who are out there right now building their business, and you never know where they're at, but what's your best piece of advice for other business owners?
I'll let you go first, and then I'll go after that.
Well, I think, the theme of today is find a good partner and be actually, don't be afraid to drop someone either. So I think we get stuck where we want to make something work, where we get stuck in a fantasy land of we want this to happen and it's not happening. And same thing with the relationships, where we have relationships that are probably negative or not good, whether it's business partner or other relationships, and we get stuck in not dropping someone. And it's hard to hear, but I think it's really important to be willing to drop a business partner or a person on your team or whatever it is, but be willing to move on and just say, this isn't working. Let's go. We're fundamentally disagreeing on stuff. And that's just not possible, because all the successful businesses I've seen have, with our clients, for instance, or just people I've worked with, they always seem to have a good, solid relationship, even when they're bickering like, old wives or husband and wife. They're still foundationally solid.
Right.
They always go back to that foundation. And that's what people need to look for. It's not like just Marco and me are friends. I have other friends. Like Marco, my only friend. I mean, maybe. Other friends, but there's something about the two compliments, and we philosophically agree on things. I think that's important, and just a worldview. So that's just important. Like, if you don't philosophically agree with people on a front, get rid of it. Like, just walk away as quickly as possible.
The last bit of advice that I would give, which that was great, Kirk, is back to the conversation that we were having about video and the future. if you are an individual that is trying to further a message, further a brand, or sell a particular product or service, you really need to reevaluate or reflect on what you are working towards in the future and how you are bringing awareness around what you are trying to promote. You know, a lot of people listen to Gary Vaynerchuk, and he talks a lot about, you know, marketing in today's world. You know, right now we're in 2017, but 2018 is around the corner, and things are rapidly changing. Things are rapidly evolving, and you, as the business individual or the promoter yourself, need to be aware of these changes and adapting yourself. Right now is the perfect opportunity to get awareness around what you're doing, and the answer to that is just consistently getting content out there. When you look at social media, there's really two realms of people. You're either a consumer, somebody that is always on Facebook, Instagram, you know, Snapchat, looking at everybody else's stuff, looking at everyone else's ads, or you're a producer. And you're one of the individuals that's creating videos, creating podcasts, creating articles, putting photos up there, and engaging your audience, building your fans. Because the truth is, if you have an audience that's following you, and they like you and what you have to stand for, you can guide them in whatever direction that you're looking to help further the overall mission that you have in place. So that is huge. That is critical for the future. Do not sleep on it. Evaluate it. Look at it for yourselves. That's what we do at Real Elite, but it's something that you definitely need to be looking at right now and taking advantage of now. Today is the time.
Well, and I mean, that was great. I will add to that, guys. For those of you listening and going, he's saying that because he's in video. Okay, I'm not, right? And I'm doing the same thing, because the thing to realize is the social media climate is changing so quickly. Video is big right now. That's not really been changing for about the past year and a half. It's been the big method. But, you know, putting good content out there is not going to change. Putting good media out there is not going to change. So sitting there hoping it goes away is sitting there hoping Facebook goes away. That's also not happening at this particular moment in time. So wake up and just step up. I had a lot of fun with you two. Thank you guys for taking time to join me.
That was good.
That's like every day over here.
Yeah, that's great. Thank you.
Well, I definitely do hope that we will get to, obviously, Marco, I'll see you soon. Kirk, we'll have to set up a time to meet in person. In the meantime, again, thanks for joining me. If I can ever do anything to help you guys out, appreciate it. Just let me know. For our listeners out there, another phenomenal business owner spotlight, wouldn't you agree? Bringing you great information from business owners who have experience, who have information to share. I just need to know, who do I put the spotlight on next? So go below, grab my contact info, and let me know, who do I talk to? Who do I interview next? Because I'm always looking for great people to put the spotlight on. I look forward to chatting with you guys soon. In the meantime, go out there and make it a great week. You know what? Here's my challenge. You're watching this video, go record some piece of content and put it out there for people to see. Something, anything, just go. Have a great week.